Hey, so we have this saying at Revelana, the more you learn, the less you cry. So we're going to teach you about funnels today. And first of all, it's like, what the heck are funnels? Very quickly, I just wanted to tell you a funnel is really a web page. It's a smart web page. So it's not just a web page, but it shows up exactly like a web page, but it's a lot smarter. So I'll show you something. So for instance, the appointment booking calendar. I'm going to click in here and show you. This is what it looks like as in the back end as, let's say, a web page. So you're going in and this is the builder. There's all kinds of things you can edit. You're going to want to change the color to your brand colors and not our brand colors. This is our brand purple for Revelana. If you don't have your brand colors and you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, you have to go to Revelana.com/services or just click on services, see our branding services, see how ridiculously inexpensive it is for us to create your branding for you. And then you'll have brand colors, you'll have font, all kinds of fun stuff. But if you're doing full service, also full service setup, we'll do all of this preliminary work for you. But if you are not on our full service setup, service under services in Revelana, services in Louology, then you're going to want to do this. So you need to upload your own logo here. So you just click inside this area and then you scroll down and you'll see this is where the image is. So you click there. There's a bunch of images, or you upload your image if you don't have it. When you click upload, it actually goes into your computer onto your database and it goes through your folders, and then you load what you want in there. And then again, if you're in full service setup with us, we've got a huge database of images that look very authentic, that are like these, that are very specific to our aesthetics industry. And we do all that for you. We fill in all the blanks. But this is, you want to get your logo in here, then double click on your logo, and it's going to load it into that spot automatically. And it's going to size it automatically when you double click on the image, on that logo image that you need. And that's all you should that's all you should have to do there. Here, you're going to want to click here and change the phone number. And notice that says button. So what you're going to do is come over here and change the phone number. So it's your phone number. What I would recommend is using these dashes as well. Make sure, right? And make sure this says call and make sure that says phone number, because when people are on this page, just like it's part of your website, they're going to be able to click on that and be able to call you just by clicking on it. So that's why it's technically a button. It doesn't look like a button, but it makes your website clickable, your phone number clickable. And then you can change these words. You just click in this. If you don't like choose your treatment, you can just scroll down. You click on it where you want to be, and then you can scroll until you see and this is really literally what I do, is don't change anything because the design is set up for you. We fast tracked you there, but you can just click in here and change any word you want, and just do that. Just change any word you want. Now, what you have to do is notice this is bold printed, right? So you have to set your colors. So this is set on white because our color is a dark purple. So if your brand color is a super light, a super light top, you're definitely going to want to have a dark gray or a color that is high contrast with a light background. So what you're going to have to do is when you're in here and know it's bold text. So look, it's a white right now. Let's say I change it to black. It changes the text color to black in the design when you do that. So same thing. So I guess, that wasn't bold printed. That wasn't bold printed text. That was just regular text. So when you change the color there, it's going to change the color here. And notice that was just like the plain text. Below that is the bold text. When you click here, that goes away. When you click here, that goes away. So you can see if you italicize a word, you can control the color of that. If you underline the text, it changes the color. If you link text, it changes the color. If you add an icon, and I can show you, like, okay, so let's say here, I wouldn't mess with any design things unless you're a designer, but the icon colors should match your branding. So notice that right here it says icon. You can click here and you get so many choices. So let's say you want the yin and yang. So we click the yin and yang. It's gray. It doesn't show up very well there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down and it says icon color. So I can make it white. I can make it pink. Let's say our colors are pink. I can make it pink. So, and if your color is not in here, if you do have brand colors and your color is not in here, what you want to do is you want to click here, you want to name it, like my company name, red, right? So your brand red. And then you want to put in your hex number, which changes the color, and then you add the color. After you put the hex number in, when that hex number is correct, it's going to highlight this. You can click add color and it adds the color to the bottom of this palette. And then you'll notice after you, I'm going to cancel it, but once you go in here, when you hover over a color, you can see what it's named. So this is my custom color, but if you name it the name of your company and then put, red, my company name red, then you know that this is your brand color red, right? So, but I don't want this yin and yang in there. So we're going to delete that. And then what you're going to do is you are going to just look at the page, make sure the page is all down here. You want to put your med spa name in here, and leave everything the same. And just after you do anything on the page, anything, especially if you're a newbie, I would press the save button after every little thing. Because watch what happens. I didn't press save, right? If you screw up and you don't know, for instance, how to remove this icon, you're like, oh, poop, I don't know how to get that icon out of there. If you leave the page, see, it says leave site changes you made name not be saved. I screwed up. I don't know how to get rid of that. So I'm going to leave the page because I don't want that there, right? So then you leave. And then when you go back in, you'll see that your mistake is gone and you don't have to worry about it. But if you are pressing save all along the way, then you won't lose anything. And you'll only lose that last thing you didn't save. So make sure that you're pressing save every step of the way, every little change you make. And then down here, what I'd highly recommend is you change this to your brightest brand color. So whatever this color is, you want to change that line of text. This is for, or a free consult below. So that you want that to stand out. But we have it sort of set up like a pharmacy, that we have all the impulse items here. We want them booking a treatment. And then, oh, by the way, if you came here for your meds, then go ahead and get them. But we don't want people booking a consult. We want them booking treatments. So anyway, we did it that way. But notice the words say, if it's a consult you're after, scroll down and click to book. Again, if anything on this page you want to change, that works just fine. Now this funnel page just happens to be the most complicated, so it's all downhill from here. As far as ease goes, this is the hardest it gets, but also I want to let you know, again, the more you learn, the less you cry, or just hire us on full service and or on the monthly support program. We charge very nominal fees, and we take this technical and creative stuff off your plate, so you don't cry, so you can keep smiling and treating. I want to show you, ultimately, this is complicated, it seems, but it really isn't when you get to know it. And it's so robust. It was motivated by one of our clients who showed me a beautiful calendar, and we recreated it. So this is a little different. So they changed the words here in theirs in Tox Med Spa, but here's the treatments. She's kept it clean with just the top line, like this is what we offer. Notice, remember that line of text, the brightest color. Her color is pink, so she made that line pink for the free consult. And then you're just clicking to book the time and date that you want to come in on these. Like, let's say I want a Juvederm, I'm going to click, and it's really easy. I want to come in on the 27th at 8:45, and then it brings you through. You can add notes. It says continue, and then you get a confirmation, and it's beautiful. That's where the automations come into play. Everything's taken care of, and it also alerts you in case you need to get back to them and say that appointment doesn't work anymore, and need to reschedule or something, or they want to reschedule. This is another example. So in their case, they kept the wording the same. They have their treatments menu, and in this case too, they wanted subtext under the headline. You don't have to have subtext there. But the cool thing about having subtext is it does make it a little more cluttered. And notice that this one isn't gray, it's blue to match their brand color. This one in Tox was gray. It's a gray line that matches their brand colors. So the other thing too is like, so when you're reading this, naturally treat incontinence and other PFD conditions with no, and then like you're going to want to say, oh, what does it say? So it's going to make them click in, and they're going to be able to read the rest of it, but also it gets them that much closer to booking. So sometimes it's really good to put compelling something, like put some sort of words that are going to get cut off in there, so they click in to read the rest of the words. I think you'll really appreciate that. So like I said, this is the most complicated funnel there is. And we've got a separate video on the pieces of how to set up the calendar, the Revelana calendar. So make sure you watch the video about how to set up these Revelana calendars. These are all individual calendars. Every calendar can have its own treatment documents. It can make people pay before they come in, all kinds of things. Like, it does a million things. So you can start super simple, or you can have everything loaded in. So you're getting everyone booked and paid, or whatever it is you want to do. And I want to show you one more thing. So this, again, a funnel is a web page, and you saw what I showed you. Those are web pages on those two websites, the Alternative Body Solutions, Tox Med Spa. Those are web pages. Now, when you go into the funnel in the back end, you're going to see what happens is, like when someone books an appointment with you, it goes to a next step. So the next step is thank you for booking, right? So this does the work for you. This is really what it looks like when it's a web page. It's like, thank you for booking your appointment with us. And it's, you can have the image of your choice here, or keep this as is. But look at the words. Like, if you're an existing patient, you're all set, right? It's just a thank you page. If you're a new patient, please fill this out. And it's a quick new patient form. You want to make sure the submit button on the form matches your brand colors, right? And then you also, again, at the bottom of this page in the builder, right now we're in preview mode, but in that funnel page where we were, which is here, when you click in here and click on that page itself, you're in the builder, the editor. You want to make sure that if you want to switch this image, you click on the image, you go here and you click on the image that you want in there. Or if you don't have it in your library, that you go upload a new image. If you have us on full service or the monthly creative and tech support services, we've got a huge database. We're going to make sure that image is amazing, right? And energetic and happy like that, like a big thank you. That's fun. And then when we go back here, I just want to show you real quick too. Again, you want to go into the footer and make sure that you update that footer, the bottom area, with the name of your website, right? So it's just right here. You need to put your med spa name there, press save, make that save button your best friend every single time. If there's anything in these words you want to change, that's actually not in the builder. You need to do this. That's a form. So that's another video you need to watch, is like, how do I change the forms? But this one happens to have a form in it. If you don't want this in here, if you just want it to be a thank you page and that's it, all of this can be deleted. Like, you can go in here and press delete and get rid of this whole form. So it's not in there. It's just saying, hey, you're all set. And then it's right above the footer, but they're all set. They can click on your logo and get to your homepage. So you do want to make sure that when you click here in this upper area where your logo is, that you scroll down here and you make sure that your web address is right here, that you put your web address in there, because you want people to be able to click on and then press save. You want people to be able to click on your logo and get to the homepage of your website. So that's it for the second page. We'll show you some of the other funnels. So it's very typical of what you have to do with these funnels, and there aren't many. Luckily, you don't have to create new funnels, but that's just the form. You want to keep it there. It's not part of this. It's just there for specific reasons, but you can just leave it. There's many things about how we set up the funnels that I'm not going to go into. It's way too complicated for this video. But once we're done updating all of this and pressing save, 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 then what you're going to do is hit this back button and go to the next funnel. And when you go into the next funnel, you just want to make sure, like with this one, the whitelisting instructions, you might never use this at all. So you can ignore this one, especially if you're overwhelmed. You go into the referral funnel. This one's super duper important. So what you're doing is you're going to have a link on your website that's encouraging people to refer friends to you, right? So I'm going to show you. So with this, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to double click on there, open it up. You're going to make sure you put your logo at the top instead of ours. So you're going to click on that area, go here. You're going to click on there, upload your logo in that area. And then so when you find your logo that you want in there, you just double click on the logo and it uploads into that spot automatically. And then this disappears and it brings you back here and you see your logo pop in there. And then you want to make sure too with these words that you like the words, but you also adjust the colors and you make sure they're your brand colors in there, right? All these words should be your exact brand hex colors, including the button. When you go to the button, you have to check 2 things on the button. 3, what the button says, the color of the button. And you look at this when you have that highlighted here, it's going to show you, you can change the color of the button here. It turns red. You can bring it back to, whatever color, but you want it to match your brand colors. If your color is not in there, you need to add it this way, where you put in your hex number. You name this one as my brand purple, Revelana purple. And then you're always using the right brand color. And the third thing you want to check is you want to scroll all the way down and you want to make sure, what's this doing? It's opening to a pop-up. So this is a referral, right? So you're asking someone saying, hey, I want to send you a referral. So when they click on this, what you're going to notice is they're going to get a pop-up, right? So the pop-up, I just clicked up here, pop-up. So look at this. So it says, please fill this out, friends and family, blah, blah, blah. And then what's going to happen is when they fill this out with their information and they're referring someone with their information, everyone's getting automated love through your automations. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. So it's already done. Again, this piece is a form. So if you wanted to change the color of that submit button, you're going to have to go into the forms. So I'll show you too. So essentially what you're going to do, I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to leave because I don't care about losing anything that I just did. But when you go into the forms, you're going to see that you can adjust the color with your hex numbers on those forms. So under sites, where we are, you just click on forms and you go to the builder. Builder is the editor. So wherever you see that word builder, so what that was your referral form. See that? Referral form. So you go in to edit the referral form. It's going to show you the referral form. You click on that submit button, and then not the background. It's the button. Oh, it is the background of the button. Sorry. It's the background of the button. So that's all you want to do is change that hex color right there. And whatever it is, it's going to change the color of the button. So the only reason we made it gray is because gray matches almost every color palette you can possibly imagine. So if you start crying and you don't remember how to change the button color, it's not the end of the world. We don't like people crying. So we're going to keep it gray. But you can make it any color you want right there. And then after you change that color, this is a little tricky in the forms. You have to click on the form here, and then it shows save form. And then you press the save button. Please make save your best friend. If you don't see the save, then you want to click on the form on the outside of these fields. You want to click, and then you'll see save form. You can click save form, and you're done. I hope that makes sense. Again, we don't want you to cry. So just so you know, every time someone presses submit, like on the referral funnel form, they press submit, it starts a whole series of thank yous, I love yous, automations, please get your appointment booked. Jane highly recommended we meet. I can't wait to get you in here and meet you. It starts all of those automations, very personalized automations with the people's names inserted in it and everything. It's just insane. Plus, they can get text from you, all kinds of things because you have their contact info. And then I just want to explain something to you too. The funnels are also to make forms more pretty. So it's not just like a boring form. We're able to make things pretty around it, which is so important because when things are pretty, people engage. When they're ugly, they run away. Just like with people, if someone's ugly, you're going to run away. If they're pretty, you're going to stay. Plus, it allows you to, put comments in there, and then you'll see when this is part of your website. It's going to have your header and everything. It's just really these funnels are great, and they do the work for you. When someone engages in a funnel, these funnels do the work for you, and you get alerts, and then you can do whatever you want once you get that alert. Now, there's one more incredibly important step to all of these funnel pages that I want to make sure that you do not overlook. So let's go to the list of funnels. Well, first of all, we can start on this one, right? So let me get rid of this. But there is this settings, right? So you want to go to this settings. Once you go to this settings, you're going to want to choose a domain. So you're going to see your domains in this dropdown. This is a fake Revelana templates account, so it doesn't have any domains set up, which is under domains I'll show you, like it's under the domains area. Right here, you're going to have your domains loaded in here. And if that makes you cry, again, we're here for tech and creative support, so you don't cry. But you want to have your domain set up there. When you're in the funnels and you're in this setting and you have this choice, what I want you to do is always, when you have this drop down, choose the domain without the www. Choose the domain without the www. And you can also, for instance, we have this set for you already, so most of the time you don't have to change these at all. But please, make sure you create what this is called the slug. So you create the slug for that, whatever your web domain is. Let's say it's toxmedspa.com. It's going to be toxmedspa.com special order form funnel. That's the whole domain, and that's the link to this specific special order form that you can also put in the footer of your website. People click on it, and it brings people directly a special order form. Now, this favicon URL, let me show you something. So right here, this is the Alternative Body Solutions favicon right here. So this is Tox Med Spa favicon. So this is the Revelana favicon. So that's what shows up in these little tabs, right? So you want to make sure that you get that set up. And one thing I want to show you is like, this is how you get to it. So you want to go to your library, you want to go to your media folder in Revelana, and you open your media library. And what you want to do is upload. If you don't have a favicon in your brand guide, and you don't have a brand guide and you want to cry right now, hire us to put together your branding, because you want a favicon. So here's our favicon. We uploaded it already. So when you find your favicon inside this, you might have to upload it from your computer. And if you don't have one, you're crying right now, right? So let us help you with this. But go to our services page on either Louology.com or Revelana.com. We'd love to help you. But when you upload your favicon, get it in here. What you're doing is you're right-clicking on the favicon, right-click, and then you're going to get the link. Okay, you're going to left-click and get the link. And then you're going to go back to where you were. So that is to the funnels. We're going to go back to the funnels. So you're going to go to sites, funnels, and then we can go into wherever we were. Let's say it's a special order form. Then you're going to go into the settings here, and then you're going to paste. You can do Control V and paste that favicon URL in here, and it ends with PNG. So when you add that favicon into this field, and if you don't know the Control V thing, you can always right click here and it should give you a paste option. So you can paste it in that way as well. But I'm going to paste it in using Control V. So once you do that, then that favicon is going to show up for this particular web page. So you want to make sure that's set. This is set to no www, and then you press save, right? And then when you press save, that's all set. So hopefully that makes sense. I just went back to I just hit the back button to get to all the funnels, but the giveaway funnel you can ignore right now unless you do have a giveaway. But this is a funnel because typically in the med spa, medical, aesthetics practice business, you're going to want to have an opt-in. So you want to have to say, like, if you want a guide to how to get rid of jaw pain from TMJ, you can give that away for free. People opt in for it, whatever it is. So in this case, it's like secret behind aesthetics technology in your skin, optimizing healing your body's chemistry and moods. Like download the book to know how. And then you're giving away an electronic book. So you can keep all the verbiage the same, create a book. You can have us on the monthly creative services and technical services plan. We'll create an ebook for you. We do things like that. Once they ask for it says, give me the ebook, it's going to bring them to a pop-up. So it says open pop-up. That pop-up is a sign-up form, right? So it's going to say one more step, fill in the form below to get your ebook. They fill it in, send me my ebook. That's going to give you an alert. It's going to give them love. It's going to put them in a workflow that also follows up with them a couple days and say, hey, you ready to set your appointment? I hope you appreciated this. I love this piece of equipment, blah, blah, blah. So all of these things are really set for you already, but you want to do the usual things. Get your colors in there, get the words changed, get this into you, have that linking to your website URL. So I think you get the idea by now. If you have any requests for a video or clarification on anything, please ask at Revelana.com and we will get a video created and get that sent out to you. Thanks so much. Hope you appreciate it. I know we appreciate you. Have a great week.